session here painting up these 3 Bane blade variants. These are not mine though, this is part of a commission. So I've got an empty house and I'm just working on these, so I thought I'd just jump on and see if anybody wanted to come and have a chat. I'm not sure how interesting it'll be because it might just be a lot of airbrushing, so but feel free to you know, drop in and say something, say hi, keep you company. Yeah, so as I said, it might not be the most exciting thing in the world, but somebody might want to come and keep me company anyway. Yeah, a lot of airbrushing to do. So I'm going to work on this guy first, I think, the big one. Well, they're all pretty big. But yeah, I'm painting these up as a commission, or part of a commission anyway. So 6 tanks, doing 3 at a time. Yeah, these some very nice big Forge World tanks. I can't remember what this one's called, but that's pretty good. I like it. So yeah, as I said, mainly going to be some airbrushing and stuff, just because the house is empty and it just helps for me to actually get some work done. So it's nice blue. And yeah, I have 6 of these to do. Which is a nice change of pace from doing all the infantry and stuff that I've been working on for that Gene Stealer cult stuff. Just to concentrate on something a bit bigger. And lots of airbrush work, which I do genuinely enjoy, as long as this doesn't get clogged up anyway. Which I've had a few issues with it. So for Gene Stealer cultists, jealous of your painting, I've got family. No, this is not for the Gene Stealer cults. This is for a commission that I'm doing with Gilded Skull painting. I do a bit of work for every now and then. So I took this on. I think they're going to be Krieg tanks, just from the colour scheme that I was asked to do them in. And jealous you're painting, I've got family. Yeah, I've been quite busy all weekend really, but I asked if my wife wouldn't mind just nipping out with the kids for a couple of hours, just to allow me just to get a little bit of work done on this, because it's very difficult when you want to sit and do like a lot of airbrushing and stuff, and I want everything to be consistent and get everything done without having to kind of keep stopping every 5 minutes, which is what, you know, inevitably happens when you've got 3 kids in the house. What are you doing? I'm airbrushing the 3 tanks at the moment. 3 different Bane blade variants. This is just literally just the base coats at the moment anyway, just sort of, which is, if you are interested, it's actually very nice. The first time I've ever used this. It's Pro Acryl Dark Grey Blue. Never used this before. But this is sort of what was specified as in the brief for them. Yeah, because I do sort of the odd. I've done more. Well, the odd commission here and there when I have the time to do it. And this is on behalf. This is for Gilded Skull painting. And yeah, I just pick up the odd thing here and there when I've got time to do it. And when this one came up, it seemed like quite a nice project. I quite like painting the big tanks and stuff. So I like that colour a lot. I do actually. Do you know what? As I said, this is the first time I've used this. I've never actually used any Pro Acryl, and this is actually going through the airbrush really well. I was painting up some. What was I doing? I was painting some Gene Stealer cult stuff yesterday, and using my airbrush for that. And I was using. Can't remember what the paint was, but I was having to stop every 5 minutes and clear the airbrush and clear blockages and stuff. It was just a nightmare. But this is actually going on really well. which again is going to help speed this process up. But yeah, it's very nice actually. It's nice. It's a nice colour. Yeah, so it's all starting to get an idea of how it's going to look. But it'll have a kind of a snowy theme. So I've seen what the intention of this is, how they're going to look, and it's going to have sort of a red detailing, and then there's going to be snow effects on it as well. And I have 6 to do, so I've got these 3 big Baneblade variants, for all the nice big fancy forge world ones, and I think it's a Malcador Furnace, one with the big flamethrower on the front, and a couple of others now as well. But all the I think 5 of the 6 are the sort of Forge World resin, all built thankfully when they arrived. I don't have to worry about messing about with that. Well, I'll tell you something. This is the first time I've used the Pro Acryl paints, and I'm already a fan. This goes through the airbrush really nicely. This is great. Especially you've got a lot to get done. Last thing I have to do is have to keep stopping every 5 minutes to unclog an airbrush. Oh, there's quite a few of you on there. I think that's the most people I've ever had watching when doing a live. Well, thank you very much. Is everyone having a good weekend? I've been quite productive this weekend. As I said, I wanted just to have a little bit of time in the house to myself without the kids around, so just so I can break the back of this stuff. Because, yeah, as I said, it's not always the easiest thing to do a lot of airbrushing and keep the thing consistent when you have to keep stopping because you've got kids and stuff, you know, which is fair enough, you know. I mean, they come first. But yeah, I would never get this finished otherwise. But I've also been working on these guys as well. Working on some of my Gene Stealer Cult stuff. Not sure how well it comes out, but yeah, quite happy with them so far. But yeah, it's been good. It's been quite a nice, productive weekend. The weather's been dreadful. But apart from that, it's been alright. Just trying to get all my Sisters of Battle painted this weekend. Oh yeah. What have you actually been working on? Or what scheme you're doing them in? I was gonna go with a Sisters army as the next project, but went with Gene Stealer Cults instead because I've been doing a lot of Space Marines and Power Armor and stuff, and wanted to do something a bit different instead. I do like the Sisters Battle stuff though. It's some really nice models. Big fan of them. Oh yeah, hi Chris. Yeah, you do know these tanks, yes. So I gave you a shout out when I started. Told you who were there. I'm doing these for. Yeah, it was a bit of a slow start on these because I had to wait to get some paints through for them. So, but coming on quite nicely. Did some cleaning up on them yesterday, and got everything all prepped and primed and everything, so I think this will be, we'll get through these relatively quickly. It's nice to be able to airbrush everything and just get all these base coats down quick. And even better, all of them were sent with the tracks not fitted, so that just speeds things up enormously. You'll be able to just do all of them separate, paint them up separately, and then glue them on afterwards, which is always a bonus when doing tanks. But yeah, so this is just the first base coats anyway, just to kind of get the get this blue down, and then I'll do a second pass here once we've got a decent coverage down, and then with a slightly lighter mix of this blue with another lighter one to kind of start highlighting up the panels. As I said, I'm now a big fan of the Pro Acrylic paints. I've never used them before. These are going through really nicely. Sorry, I'm just to mix up some more here, running out. But as I said, I'm not sure how much I'm actually going to get done. It may not be a huge amount of detail and stuff. It might be just a lot of airbrushing and stuff today. But it'll be a good start anyway. We'll leave that guy there for the time being. Wait for that to dry. Move on to the next one. So this one, which is the only one which isn't a Forge World one, just the standard plastic kit. And again, no tracks, which makes life so much easier. Yeah, if you're ever going to paint tanks, always leave the tracks off. Paint them separately, because it will save you a lot of time. Especially if you're using an airbrush to do any of it. But this is great. It's yeah, nice paint, very nice to use. As I said, I just had an absolute nightmare yesterday. It was just having to unclog it every 5 minutes with all the paints I was using, but this one's going through really nicely. yeah, I'm definitely going to have to grab myself some of that paint. Yeah, it's really nice. Yeah, as blues go, I mean, it's a really nice bright. It will work really well for if you're painting ultramarines or something like that. And again, this is just, it's going through the airbrush really well. So yeah, I'd recommend it. First time using Emblem. In fact, I've got, as part of the sort of the brief to get these done, the list is all Pro Acryl stuff. So I've never used them before, and yeah, these. I mean, if the others go through and work the same way as this one I'm using at the moment, then yeah, they should be quite fun to use. Yeah, I think I'm a new convert to Pro Acryl. I've got a few other paints and stuff, but I tend to mainly just use Citadel stuff, you know, just because it's easy. I know sort of where I know what I'm doing with them, and obviously they're just sort of readily available everywhere, aren't they? And it's just habit as well, I suppose. Just kind of get used to knowing what colours I've got, and again, it's quite a nice thing about doing the odd commission and stuff here and there, is that you end up doing stuff that you wouldn't normally paint because you're not painting it for yourself, and you end up kind of picking up paints and stuff that you wouldn't normally buy, and building up that collection with them. So I've got a lot of paint now from doing commissions over the years that yeah, I don't think I would have necessarily had in my collection if I hadn't been painting something for somebody else. Yeah, just get a nice solid coat of this down, and maybe go back over it again once it's dry. And I'm not too bothered about the recesses being a bit darker, being black, some of the black showing through in those, just because it'll help later on when I come to do the shading and stuff. It's all going to be done with an oil wash. Again, which is, I'd highly recommend if you're doing some big stuff like this, especially, so it speeds things up hugely. So there's all these rivets. The first time I ever painted a Bane blade, I did it for my own one, which I've still got in a box somewhere. And it was before I had an airbrush, and before I knew about using, well, before I'd ever really practice using any oil paints or washes, enamel washes or anything like that. I sat and painted every single rivet on it and shaded every single one with Agrax Earthshade. It took forever. There are so many rivets on these things. But I've still got in a box all my other guard stuff, and one day when I've got some time, I'd like to repaint them all. The tanks anyway, not the infantry, it takes too long. Wow, 44 people watching. That's quite amazing. That's way more than I've ever had. So thank you. Thanks for coming and joining. Feel free to say hi and keep me company. I'm not being too precious about which bits get blue and which don't. I'm just going to give the whole thing and then work it out afterwards. I've no idea. I don't know. These barrels and stuff in the back probably end up being red, maybe. I'm going to sort of work that out afterwards, but just going to get all the base coats down. definitely dries. Definitely dries a lot darker, but yeah, it's looking good so far. Looking alright. Right, need to mix up some more. Right, and again, while that one dries, move on to number 3, which is this one, which again, I cannot remember what anything called. This is the one with the, this is the big plasma gun guy, which I'm gonna paint separately. So that's, so I'm gonna put some glow on that. And as the tank is gonna be blue, I think we'll probably maybe to put a red glow on that, or an orange glow. But that'll be something we'll worry about later. Sorry, a bit of a spillage here. Again, very nice, very cool models. What the regiment of the tanks? I don't know. I think because they're not mine. I'm painting them as a commission, so I don't know. I think, judging from the colour scheme and the, because they sent me a picture of what the oh god, throwing paint everywhere. They sent me a picture of what the sort of the finished ones look like, so I've got something to work towards. I think they're Krieg when they're done. I get the impression that's probably the like the regiment that they're meant to be for. So yeah, it's kind of a sort of grey-blue base, and then sort of red accent colours on them, and also with the snow themes. There'll be sort of snow effects and stuff all over them. I think it's Krieg. If I had to put money on it, I would guess that's right. Or maybe it's just a custom one. I don't know. But as I say, they're not mine. Unfortunately, I'd love to have a collection like this. Don't think I could justify the cost though of 6 forge oil tanks. One day, maybe. Is everyone else having a nice weekend? Nice guys for Krieg. We're trying to get a guard collection going. Yeah, guard are they're good. They're fun. They're fun to work on, and they've got a lot of character, and especially if you're doing all the tanks and stuff, all the vehicles. But you need to paint a lot of them. That's the thing. If you're going to go infantry heavy as well, like I was silly with mine, and my collection is mainly infantry, and I think I have, I don't know, probably about 150 infantry models. Not most of them painted. Then there's only a few that need finishing off now, but yeah, it takes a long time to get through them. But the thing is, you can just go heavy on the vehicles and the tanks and stuff. And if you're using an airbrush or doing all the main colours with spray cans, you can actually get through them relatively quickly as well. You just need to sort of do a few, time savers, stuff like enamel paints or oils or whatever, for doing the shading and things. Yeah, they are fun. I do like gold. It was the first thing that I started collecting again when I kind of got back into things a few years back. Yeah, I hope you're all having a good weekend anyway. I've not actually left the house today. Been at home all day. I'll do a small amount of inch guard. Yeah. To be fair, yeah, 150. It doesn't seem like a small amount when you're painting them. But the thing is, as I said, I started that guard army, my personal one, when I kind of when I got back into painting, and I've learned so much more over the last few years. If I was going to start again, I think I would be able to knock them out far quicker. I've kind of gone down the sort of Games Workshop route of like the way that they paint, sort of base coat, edge highlights, all that sort of stuff. When you're painting masses of infantry, it's not really the best way to go about it, but no one. Found your channel when looking up painting ideas. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, that video's done quite well, that first one. I wasn't expecting that at the time when I put that one up. It was really kind of I put some pictures up on Instagram of that Tyranid scheme, and so many people asked me how I did it. I got bored of, well, not bored, but I thought it'd be easier to explain it to people by doing a video for it rather than sort of having to write it out, because so many people were asking about how I went about it. And yeah, it kind of it did really well, which is nice. It's encouraging. Yeah, I sort of decided to keep it up. It wasn't really something I intended to kind of continue doing. Certainly wasn't expecting to be doing stuff like this and doing live streams and things, but I enjoy it. It's fun. It's nice talking to people and just showing people what I'm working on. I think we might have a very slight clog here. Yeah, definitely got a clog, but it's fine. It'll work for now. I was not doing anything with any real detail. It's fine. I'm just spraying this, so I can give it a clean out in a moment. It'll be fine. It's spraying even though I'm not pulling the lever back, which means there's paint stuck in the nozzle. But it's fine. I'll sort that in a moment. But I think painting up, getting 3 of these sort of Bane blade sized tanks done without before I hit any kind of issue with the airbrush getting blocked is pretty good going. I'm not an expert with an airbrush. I'm not claiming to be. I still feel like I'm learning. But every time I use it, it's a hobby in itself, learning how to use one of these things. Very useful though, useful tool. Right, bear with me. I'm going to quickly nip to just quickly clear this out. I'll be back in 2 seconds. Right, sorry about that. Back. Yeah, hit a bit of a snag in which I have blocked up the nozzle ever so slightly, so it's just going to be a second and I'll just get that cleared. Should have stopped really and give it a quick clean out while halfway through, I think. But it should be fine. Just going to put this back together. That's my fault. Being a bit too gung-ho with it. Well, fingers crossed it should work now. Yeah, that looks alright. You can tell because the needle was stuck right the way down, so there's obviously paint stuck in the nozzle, but it's cleared now. So it should be right, but I'm going to run a bit cleaner through it as well, just to be on the safe side. Yeah, I don't know how many people watching actually use airbrushes or have used one, but so it's sort of a hobby in itself, really. Like trying to learn how to maintain it and stuff. The first one that I bought, I ended up getting through so many components because I kept breaking them and damaging needles and blocking the nozzles and stuff because I wasn't sort of maintaining it properly. Whereas this is very good. It's a real improvement on the first one I had, which was good. It was fine. It did the job, but yeah, it's a Hard & Steenbeck Evolution, the sort of newer model, and it's great. It's really nice to work with. As long as you're kind of maintaining it and keeping it clean and doing all the things you're supposed to be doing. It works really well. It's nice to work with. Right, I'm going to give all of these one more going over this blue, and then maybe move on to the next step from there and see what time it is by that point anyway. how long have we been going now? Oh, it's not too bad. 35 minutes get to this point. Got first delivered last week. Benjamin, you got your first delivered last week. Well, your first miniatures. You've never painted anything before. Is that what you mean? Or your first Tyranids? Either way, that's. Oh, your first airbrush. Oh, okay, right, understood. Yeah, just the one thing I will say is just keep it clean. Just do not allow paint to get to dry in it. If you think you're cleaning it enough, you're probably not. You know, clean it even more than you feel you need to. As long as you keep that nozzle from getting blocked, then you're fine. Keep it clean, and it will continue to work properly. That's when it always falls apart, as if you kind of letting paint dry in it. If that happens, then yeah, you end up wasting so much time, like unclogging the thing, and yeah, that's the main thing. Yeah, definitely keeping the airbrush clean is the main. As long as you do that, then you'll be all good. And also just start using it with base coats and stuff, like the main. Don't try to kind of I'm not saying don't do it, but like try and get a feel for it first by kind of doing bigger stuff like this, or like painting Space Marines or something like that, where you can kind of just use it for base coating, like spraying something all in one colour. It's a good way of kind of getting the control down, and because you don't have to be quite as you don't have to be too precious with it, and then you can kind of move on from that and start doing more sort of detail work with it, and using it to do blending and stuff like that. Yeah, it's a good tool. I would recommend one. But it can be a bit frustrating, especially when you first start. You kind of, I think the thing is that, well, so I certainly had this anyway, where I started, one of my main sort of draws for wanting to get an airbrush was after seeing people on YouTube and stuff using them, and it kind of, and people make it look, I'm not saying I am, but I'm saying that there are certain people out there that are genuinely amazing with them, and they kind of make it look quite easy, and initially it's not always, because it's the same with anything though, isn't it? You've got to kind of learn how to use it first. You don't pick up a standard brush and start just painting miniatures and make them look incredible, not necessarily straight away anyway. It's just something you have to learning how to use it. But yeah, if you have just picked one up, that's all. That's the best bit of advice I think I can give is just keep the airbrush clean, and you'll be fine. I think I'm going to be leaving all these kind of bits, the barrels and stuff, all just the same colour as the tank, because that really, if you actually look at pictures of real tanks, that's how they, especially like these are all sort of based on World War II tanks, so they're all just sprayed the same colour. They don't have different, there's not metallics on the barrels and all that sort of stuff, so again, it's going to just make life a bit easier as far as painting is concerned as well. Well, definitely there'll be painting all the detail and stuff in these, but it's, I think, like keeping the barrels and stuff, and like all this bit here is all just the same colour as the main tank. Yeah, we're planning is base coat, some block colours. Print some. Oh yeah, see there you go. Yeah, just that's good. That's definitely a good way to start. Just using it for base coats. It's definitely a good way to start with one of these. But yeah, we're coming on reasonably well so far. Apologies, it's not the most exciting video in the world, just me spraying stuff blue, but I will get some more the highlights and stuff in a moment. But yeah, as I was saying, I've not left the house all day. Been a real lazy Sunday today. But we were out. We were out for most of the day. It's at my my kids' school, like doing they have like a sort of summer fete thing, summer barbecue thing at their school, which is quite fun. So we went along to that. Played some games. Yeah, it was good fun. Weather wasn't great at first, but do I paint the bottom? Does anyone paint the bottom of tanks? I'm going to waste time doing that? I don't know. What do you think? Yeah, thanks for keeping me company anyway. Let's have a chat with some of you. I don't get to do this very often. I do like it. I like just being able to do these little streams every now and then and just have a chat and stuff. It's quite nice. I'd like to, yeah, as I said, I'd like to do it more often, but with 3 very small children in the house, it doesn't always make it doable. I don't think you'd want to sit and listen to the nonsense my son's constantly shouting about while we're trying to do this. Although who knows, maybe quite entertaining actually. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with some of this, and some of this is going to stay blue, some of it is probably going to get detailed different colours and stuff, but I'm just for the time being, I'm going to stick it all blue, just because I'm trying to work out later on as I go what's going to be what. But generally, I think most of it's going to be, you know, this sort of these areas here, like this stuff. That'll be blue, and then the barrel bits will be different colour. And we'll see. We'll have to kind of work that out as I go. So yeah, after these three, then there's 3 more to go. So 6 in total, but these are the 3 big ones. But I don't think it'll take. I mean, I always say this. I say it every time I do a project like this. I always say to myself, oh, it won't take that long. You could knock that out really quickly, and then, you know, a month later, it's still not finished. But I genuinely think, just with the way this, you know, just as tanks generally, I can paint them quite quickly. They're not too. I don't find them too difficult to get through. It's painting lots of infantry and stuff that I find difficult. If you want to get done quickly, anyway. But painting big vehicles like this, actually, depending on, you know, what sort of standard you're going to, generally lends itself to being quite fast. To mix up a little bit more, I think. Some of these areas, state of that. Some of these need a little bit more going over just to be, before I can finish off. Oh, it's raining again. Can you hear the rain? I've got the door open right next to me, and it's suddenly started tipping down. Is anyone else sitting doing painting while they're watching this? Anyone else working on anything? Yeah, again, thanks for just, you know, coming on and keeping me company. I know this isn't the most exciting, but oh, did you hear that? There goes the thunder. Oh. Did you hear that? That's loud. Painting Stormcast. Oh, airbrushing Stormcast. Is that the new stuff? The new did that? Because I know you said you were going to try and get that the new box. Is that out yet? Did that arrive? Or is that this weekend? Or is that next weekend that comes out? Is that what you're painting? The new Sigmar stuff. Some really nice stuff in those boxes, but I was very tempted with the Skaven from that as a painting project, but I got too much to do as it is. So old stuff. Oh, it's next weekend it comes out. Yeah, some nice stuff in that new box, I have to say. Very tempting, but yeah, can't justify it. Too much to work on as it is. I enjoy my Gene Stealer Colts at the moment too much, so that's what I'm working on at the moment mainly. Oh man, right. So yeah, nearly done with this step anyway. I'm not really too precious with it. Just wanted to block all of this in and get some detail in and stuff in a bit. Start doing some highlights. So we get these undersides a bit, make sure I've got the underside of the barrels and things done. Yeah, so this will be nearly finished, and then I can sort of move on and mix up the next colour, which is just going to be kind of, well, essentially just a lighter blue and, oh god, fingerprints all there. And I'll try and, yeah, essentially just highlight all the individual panels, which it's quite a nice process. There's some stuff in there. Oh god, there goes thunder again. Jesus. That made the windows rattle. Did you hear that? You must have heard that. God, the windows rattled. Wow, that was loud. That must be right above the house. Or very close anyway. It flashed and like a second later that went. God. I hope my wife and kids are all right. It's suddenly bucketing down. They're outside somewhere. Hopefully they made it into a I don't know. They said they were going to. She said she was going to go buy them a hot chocolate or something. So maybe in a cafe. Hopefully they're indoors. God, that was loud. I'm going to leave the barrel. I'm going to do that a different colour, I think. Well, actually, no, do you know what? I'm not. I'm going to do it the same. Keep it consistent. I can always change it later if necessary. Yeah, that was very loud. Yeah, seriously. Look at this. Absolutely bucketing down now. In fact, I might have to close this, you know, it's all coming in the house. So yeah, 3 blue tanks. Not bad for an hour's work. It's a big chunk of it done anyway. I can show you the others if you like. Hang on. So we've got, what's this one? Macarius, this guy. And then the big flamethrower one, which has got the little trailer thing that sits on the back with the tank on. And we've got the what's this called? Valdor Tank Hunter, which I really like. I like that one. So that's going to be the next batch. I was kind of thinking about I was going to do all 3 of them, or sort of all 6 in one go, but then I figured I'd at least do. I'd kind of break it up a little bit and do the at least just do the airbrushing on these first 3, and then prime and do the next ones. And then once all the airbrushing is done, all the main colours are down, and then do the detail work and everything all in one go on all 6 of them at once. Just because I just find it easier that way, just to keep my motivation up. Yeah, I think the main thing is they're dry, they'll do. Right, again, I'll be back in 1 second, just going to quickly clean this airbrush out and then mix up some more paint. Yeah, it's very wet out there. I feel bad now because yeah, I kind of asked, as I said, I asked my wife if she wouldn't mind just, you know, taking the kids out for you know, a couple of hours this afternoon just so I could kind of get a bit of work done on this, and now, yeah, I thought I've sent them out in the middle of a storm. Not sent them out, I mean, I haven't kicked them out of the house or anything. It's not quite as bad as that. Right, so I'm going to shift these guys. Let's do one at a time, and we're not going to get paint where we don't want it. Yeah, and you're sort of seeing me do this as I go. I've not done any practice rounds on this, like to work out the colours and stuff. I've got it in my head. I know really what I'm doing, but in terms of mixing the colours together and stuff, usually we've got 50-50 of the two blues, and then airbrush them on. Let's see. Oh, these are your tanks, Alistair. Hey, oh well, there you go. These are your tanks then. Yeah. Making a start on them today. I had to got delayed slightly because I was waiting for the paints to turn up. But yeah, so yeah, working on them as we speak. I hope you're happy with them when they're done. See now that's extra pressure. Now the owner of the tanks is watching. Yeah, don't worry. I'll do a good job on them. There we go. That looks all right. Yeah, no pressure, exactly. Right, let's start there. Yeah, so sort of slowly build this up anyway. Do a practice round, and then if I need to add some more, I can do. you can always sort of see that sort of lighting them up and getting the centre of the panels. It'll work more once we matte it down a little bit. Oh yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, the board is slowly coming along. It's taken about 2 years to get to where I am with it now, but it's still not finished. Yeah, it's a slow progress on that one, but fun. So broken little snow. So presumably to fit in with the this army. I had a couple of people asking at the beginning, is it going to be what are the tanks going to be for? Is it for a Krieg army? Or is it something like a custom thing? Because it feels like quite similar colours. But yeah, a city board, all snow and stuff on it would look really good. Yeah, hopefully you can start to see that coming. Just for crazy lights. Yeah, I mean, just these tanks alone is quite a collection. This is already quite a collection without adding anything else to it. Yeah, quite jealous actually. Especially all these nice forge rod ones. Wow, 100% forge rod infantry as well. That is impressive. That sounds like quite a good collection then. Do you know, I don't actually own, I've built and painted a lot of forge rod stuff like, over the years, like for other people. I've never bought my own. Don't actually own any forge rod stuff myself. Well, yeah. Hopefully when these are all done, they'll fit nicely into your collection anyway. there is something very satisfying about doing this, like highlighting a tank, highlighting stuff like this with an airbrush. I do weirdly enjoy it. You start to slowly sort of see it coming together. And it definitely looks, I'm just looking at the screen now, it definitely looks more, you can definitely see the variation, the colour more in real life, I have to say, than it's showing up on the screen. Not sure why, maybe it's just maybe it's the light's reflecting off it or something, I don't know. Definitely, yeah, getting that, the two different blues sort of blending together quite nicely. Yeah, as I said right at the beginning, I'm definitely a convert to to Pro Acryl stuff. I've never used them before, and through an airbrush, this is just, yeah, they work really, really well. Oh, that's nice. 11 months old. Yeah, I've got three kids. I've got a 5-year-old, a 6-year-old, and well, it should be 10 months. 10 months in about a week or so. So yeah, they keep me busy, which is why I don't get to do these live streams very often, because there's always lots of very loud, small people running around in the house. But yeah, it's nice to be able to sort of show you the process as it happens. It's the first time I've ever done this before, where the owner is watching me paint. Wow, 11 and an 11-month-old as well. Wow, that's a decent age gap there, isn't it? No, God, no. No one else is is chatting away. So you feel free. How did you find having 3 kids? Because personally, it doesn't feel any more difficult than having the 2. The new one, she's sort of just blended into the routine and everything. So yeah, she's been quite easy actually, as babies go. Yeah, 2 kids is tough, but well, not tough. It's demanding. But the third one, it actually it's really not that much different to just having the two, which I know sounds weird, but it's kind of I think the thing is, by the time you've had two, you've got your routine down, and you know what you're doing, you're experienced, you're a bit of a veteran by that point. And so when you've got that third one in there, they just sort of work around. You kind of know what you're doing by that point, It's like the second one is easier than the first. The third one is, considerably easier. And you realise you have zero, having zero free time, hence why, you go to Gilded Skull Painting and get somebody to paint it for you. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you do have to have a bit of free time every now and then, because you'd go mad otherwise. I think that's looking alright. Got a nice bit of variation there. Again, as I said, it looks. You can definitely see the sort of the difference between the two, the highlight colour and the base, more from my point of view here than you can on the screen. I think, from what I'm looking at it, but. Yeah, I used to have more hobbies, but then I got obsessed with doing stuff like this, so this takes all my time. I used to spend a lot of time playing video games, but this is kind of what I spend my free time doing these days. If I get any free time, this is what I'm doing with it. Sitting at this desk and sort of do is my downtime. Don't really watch TV anymore, don't play video games. Oh, and actually, do you know what? While you're there, Alistair, when the tanks arrive with me, a few of them, I don't know if you can notice it here, but I think just in transit, the aerials got snapped off. No, they're still in there, and obviously I can reattach them. But I was looking at maybe putting something different on them, like putting something, like a replacement for the aerials, and putting something flexible on them, like make them a bit longer, and that way when they're in transit, there's no chance of them snapping off. I don't know. Let me know what you think anyway, if that's something you'd be interested. If not, I can just reattach the plastic ones that come with the kit, which is not a problem. But they just came off in the. Okay, yeah, no worries. In that case, I can do that. That's not a problem. I've got an alternative. just because, yeah, getting those aerials so that they can snap quite easily. Yeah, this is it. What I was looking at, yeah, I've got a couple of options anyway, bits and pieces that I use for other things, so I'll attach something and it'll be a bit more hard wearing when they're in the box and stuff. So that's number one. And again, I don't know if you can see it very well. Does that show up through the difference of the two? Again, I can't really tell. To me, they look completely different, but maybe it's not coming as well on the screen. So that's one down. On to number two. Oh, good, it does show up. That's great. Yeah, I can never tell. Looking at because it always looks completely different, like from the screen I'm watching this on, and then what I've got right in front of me. Difficult to tell. Wow, 54 people watching. That is by far the most that I've ever had on one of these. Thank you very much. I was told recently. Oh yeah, again, I was going to say that. Thank you very, very much for. Yeah, Alistair. Thank you very, very much for leaving the tracks off. It makes everything 100 times easier. I'll be able to get it done far more efficiently with them off. It definitely makes a difference. Yeah, if anyone watching, if you are ever painting one of these tanks, or any tanks really, leave the tracks off, paint them separately. It makes life a hell of a lot easier. See that right? Oh man, right. Keep going. Well, the rain stopped anyway. Sun's out again, that's good. So yeah, once I've done these three, and we've got all the blue down, then I'll get the next three primed and then get them all up to the same point, and then starting all the other colours and stuff, and do that all in one hit on all 6 of them in one go. Just find it easier that way, you know, just kind of break it up a little bit, so you're not just sort of, I mean, it's essentially going to be doing the same thing, but also on the other ones, but it's a little less overwhelming. I do find this doing this sort of thing actually really satisfying though. Just highlighting with an airbrush, just getting there's something, I don't know, something quite relaxing about it. Just sort of slowly seeing it changing. Yeah, as I said, thank you very much for, you know, everyone that's watching or has watched up to this point. It's a bit samey, a lot of blue, but what I'll try and do is I'll try and find some time to do this again on like the next steps and stuff, when I'm starting to put the bit more colour and stuff on them. Again, it's really about finding the time to do it, but yeah, thanks very much for sort of keeping me company. I was going to say, yeah, Wednesday. I mean, you know, it's possible. I wouldn't get much sleep, but it's not impossible. No, I don't. I honestly, in all fairness, I don't think it will take too long. I will be concentrating on these kind of as the main thing that I'm working on. You know, this is going to take priority until I can get them finished. But you know, I can, from experience, I can kind of get tanks done relatively quickly, because it's all this stuff. This is because there's so much of it's done with these initial steps. Not to say that they're being rushed or anything like that. That's not kind of what I mean. It's just more sort of it's a very different experience and kind of no, it's all good. Yeah, as I say, I'm not. They won't get rushed, but you're also going to be waiting 6 months for them. You know. I'd like to kind of get them done relatively quickly, but they won't be rushed. They'll look good when they're done. But yeah, it's a very different experience to, you know, painting some, you know, even if it's like 6 of these, to painting a whole load of infantry and stuff, which just takes far longer. So yeah, on to number 3. Yeah, and especially with sort of using an airbrush and then using oil washes and stuff like that to kind of do the shading and things, and you know, it's all these things really help speed the process up. I have more chat with Chris regarding everything else. Yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah. If you have more that you're doing, then tell Chris and he can sort that out for you. It's a nice list of mods. I see. I know you did mention it, and there was some flyers and stuff on there, and all the. Yeah, that'd be quite interesting to have a look at that and see what needs doing. It's nice doing this though. It's very therapeutic, I find. This is definitely something I actually genuinely enjoy doing, is this sort of stuff. How long have we been going now? 97 minutes, that's all right. Well, I'm going to keep going at least until I've got this this highlight stage done. I might call it a day at that point and continue off camera, because I've got a feeling my wife and kids are probably going to be back any minute. But keep going for now. Just need to set up the table and get building. Yeah, that's the one of the time-consuming bits, is that, especially the Forge World stuff, like building those. That takes time, like washing all the resin and filing everything back and getting everything to fit. I painted a Tau army for sort of two guys actually. They sort of were doing like doubles tournaments and stuff, so they kind of both had this sort of joint army that I did for them, and that a lot of that was Forge World stuff. And yeah, it takes that, just the building of those things just took such a long time. I was very happy with it. It was all done. It was all painted. I was genuinely pleased with that. Warner and Dave, if you're watching. But yeah, Forge World resin and stuff. It's an whole extra load of stuff you've got to go through. Some lovely kits on there, I have to say, but I've never actually bought one myself. Don't own any. I want a Warhound Titan one day. That's my bucket list. Is one day to be able to justify the money to buy one of them. One day I'll get one. Yeah, I think that the Warhound is the one I'd want of all of them, just because, firstly, cost. I mean, they cost a fortune anyway. Even that's the smallest one, and that's still, what, 550 quid? I think last I looked, like, if you're going to get the two weapons for it, for the arms, and that's the cheap one. But the others just, again, cost is so much more, and also they just feel like just building them would be quite a stressful experience. Whereas at least the Warhound is sort of, I don't know, I mean, even for a big kit like that, it sort of feels like it might be a bit more manageable. But yeah, that's the one I would go for. Not that that's going to be happening anytime soon. watched channels building the Titans. Yeah, I know. I mean, I've watched a few videos of people dealing with putting those Titans together, and yeah, it just looks, I don't know, fun isn't the right word, I guess. But again, I think that from what I've seen, I think the Warhound would be a bit more manageable. And we've seen people doing the other ones, the bigger ones, like the Warlord Titan stuff, and it's just like half of it is all warped out shape and massive, huge, big plates of resin and stuff, and like having to kind of shape them and everything again. It doesn't look like that much fun. Stay in my hand. I really should put some gloves on. Right, okay, so where are we? Let's just have a quick look. So I've got first three up to this stage. Pretty happy with that so far. I'm going to give the plasma gun here a quick going over with this colour. Yeah, there's some decent progress this afternoon, I think, already. It's pretty good. Pretty happy with that. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with the colours of this yet, but I think that at least these panels should be the same blue as the rest. It kind of makes sense. But I think I'll do, as we've got blue armour, we'll do a sort of a red, maybe go with the red glow on this, is kind of what I'm thinking. Do a nice glow effect on this. Once the rest of it's been painted. Right, okay. I think that's where we are at this point. So that's all three of those done up to that stage. I am going to jump off now and leave you guys to it, but I'll try and get on here again as soon as I can, and yeah, show a bit more work on them. But yeah, as I say, not the most exciting stream in the world, just spraying a load of glue, but it's been nice just to kind of speak to a few of you and have someone keep me company, and yeah, I will try and get a few more up as well. Again, it's really just finding the time to do it, really. But yeah, so stick with me, and I'll hopefully I'll be back up relatively soon. But yeah, thank you very much, and have a really good afternoon, everyone. And I'll speak to you all soon. See ya. Bye bye.